the CDC is recommending that all adults receive the COVID booster vaccine. And additionally, we are also recommending our patients who are pregnant to also receive the COVID booster vaccines. And for me, it's super important, not only as a healthcare provider, but because I'm also pregnant and want to make sure that my pregnancy is as safe as possible.
Yes, you can achieve a college education right here in your own community. Harcum College's ACE program at the Deliverance Evangelistic Church offers associate degree programs that can help you land a good job and improve your quality of life.
I like Harcum and Debbie because I can continue my education.
The teachers are great. The atmosphere is great.
It's all possible through iLead and Harcum.
Call now or check out our Facebook page at Harcum College.
Hey, little man, what's your new TV network you're going to be watching?
Pick TV.
There you go. Hey everybody, this is David Evans, President of Pick TV Network. We have a brand new show popping and rocking your way. And everybody's talking about this show. It's called Boss Talk. And the man behind the scene, Boss Talk, is Leroy Carlton from Richmond, Virginia. He's on tonight once again with his show, Boss Talk. I'm going to bring him up right now. And Leroy, this is your show, man. It's popping and rocking. People watching it, talking about it, texting about it. All over the place. And we got our brother on today. Mr. Campbell's on. Manchester Global is going to add value to our subject. I want to get into it with you guys tonight about Black Wall Street. We keep hearing about this, hearing about Black Wall Street. And I want to go into just a little bit about what's happening to educate our people. I believe education is the process of learning. About Black Street is a lot of people think this is new. A lot of young people think it's new. They may have been born 10 years ago, 5, 20 years, 15 years ago. They think it's new. Let's talk about it, Mr. Leroy. Just give us like 5 minutes about the real definition of Black Wall Street.
I like what Brother Campbell said when he said he's educating his son. And I think that's where it starts. A lot of people are not doing that. I have 4 grandkids, granddaughter and 3 grandboys. And I make it my point to talk to them about money because this is something that is not being done. It's not being done in the schools and so on and so forth. So when I talk about Black Wall Street, I often talk about the triumphs of Black Wall Street and not the tragedy, because they have a habit of putting the tragedy out there more than what was accomplished. And you have to look at during those times, you have 56 millionaires, and this is men and women, 56 millionaires that built this town of Tulsa, Oklahoma, 35 blocks of nothing but black owned businesses, 600 black owned businesses. And they did this during a time where this shouldn't have happened. This should not have been accomplished. But yet they did it. And like I said before, 600 businesses, 21 churches, 21 restaurants, 30 grocery stores, two movie theaters, six private planes, one hospital, one bank, one high school, one elementary school. And both of those schools, they taught financial concepts to the kids because they knew this is something that they were going to need upon graduating from school. And whatever road they chose to go down, I'm sure they had guidance from there. But when you look at these accomplishments and you look at where we are today and why there are not so many black owned businesses, they are, but we don't know about them. You know, it's 144 black owned banks. But how many people can say that they know that there are black owned banks out there? Because that information is not put out there. But you see Wells Fargo all over the TV. You see Bank of America all over the TV. You know, you see Capital One all over the TV. But how many black owned banks do you see on television? How many black owned banks do you even see on social media? You don't. So this is information that needs to be put out to people. And when you talk about Black Wall Street, not too many people even know about this because they don't even talk about this in the schools. Like I said, we talk about Black history in schools in February. That's it. And they don't harp on it no more. Black history should be taught all year long. Because when you think about it, United States wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for us. Every invention that was created, every patent that was made, it came from us. Think about that.
Well, Campbell, I want to bring you on, man, and talk about, Black Wall Street, uh, your definition. And do you agree with uh, Leroy Campbell, this show, Boss Talk? Do you agree with the flow of the brother?
Definitely. Thank you so much. And Leroy, I want to go back to what you just said because I don't want it to be kind of glazed over because people are going to say you're just talking. That's just your opinion. That's not really fact. What you just said was every invention that made America what it is was created by black folk. And the black people of the day were amazing inventors, amazing businessmen. The condition in which we were under at the time did
Mm-hmm.
not allow for us to take credit for those inventions. We were constantly sidelined, manipulated, robbed, you know. So there isn't a thing that we can look to today that isn't wasn't a result of a black person that invented it. NASA would have never got the space shuttle off the ground if it weren't for those ladies that
Yep.
finally got the recognition and credit 50 years after it happened. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so the concept of Black Wall Street is, that it is a reflection of just how America operates. Okay, so you go back 2,000 years before all this came about, we were we were existing in prominence in on the continent. You go back 3,000 years, 4,000 years. So we have a legacy, a history that predates any civilization that is now thriving, whether it's in Europe or here in the Americas. We have not been allowed to study our history because of the greatness of the people that we are. And if you think about what we've been able to accomplish during slavery, and right after slavery, it just lets you know that our ability to be able to overcome and to be great is not just because somebody gives you an opportunity, whether it's not affirmative action. We created more during slavery and Reconstruction and during the development of this country than anyone has ever documented and given us credit for. That's one of the reasons why they don't want to teach history. Somebody, they don't want to teach history anymore because they realize that history is really Black history. Somebody made a comment that said the deeper they dig, the blacker it gets. The more history we have, they uncovering, the deeper they dig. Not just in Egypt, not just in Africa, but throughout Europe, Mexico, Latin America. They're finding our presence globally. We need to be able to build on that legacy, to work together to empower ourselves, not just allow for the message that we're receiving to continue to keep us in a minority, not just thinking but position in place. When you open up you know, the sports industry of hockey, we think about it, oh, it's only for folks who are white. It's not. It was created by folks who are Black. You know, banking, insurance, all the business industries that we think that we don't belong in because they don't allow us in. We need to realize that we need to just go create our own, and that's what's happening. So, in some respects, we're doing better because we have better opportunity. But in others, unfortunately, we're not doing it fast enough on a grand enough scale. We have to do better. And the idea of Black Wall Street, the realization of Black Wall Street, the today thinking about creating our own Black Wall Street across America needs to be a reality for us.
And I totally agree because the one thing I love the most about Black Wall Street is the excellence it took these people to accomplish what they did. And to have all those businesses in that one town, as prosperous as it was, that's what I look at when I see Black Wall Street. When I look at this picture right here of all of these prominent people, you know, I sit back and I look at this and I say, wow. Now you look at all of the information that we have now at our hands. You can get any information and knowledge of anything that you want right now. They didn't have that, but yet they still accomplish so much. And they accomplish, like I said, 600 businesses and 21 restaurants, 30 grocery stores, 2 movie theaters, 6 private airplanes during that time. 6 private airplanes. So I just look at that accomplishment alone. And I don't focus on the tragedy because any and everybody can learn from this, And that's what I think is so great about Black Wall Street. Because all these brothers and sisters during the crucial times that they were in where racism was at an all-time high, lynching was a regular thing for people of color, and yet they still managed to accomplish it. And that's what's so fascinating to me about Black Wall Street.
And geographically, it wasn't just in Tulsa.
Yes.
It was different pockets of Black communities across America that was doing extremely well.
Yep.
And I'm glad that we're focusing on the accomplishments of Tulsa. But I think just have to identify, announce to the folks listening that Black Wall Street wasn't just in one location at one particular time in one jurisdiction. We had all of our communities, not all of our communities, but our communities had pockets of development and growth that was flourishing during the Reconstruction, during the ending of slavery. And it's for us to acknowledge that and realize that it was not unique to just Tulsa. It was something that we can do, whether it's in Brooklyn, if we can have any resources left in Brooklyn, because it's we've been uh, pushed out of Brooklyn, whether it's New York, New Jersey, Georgia, Miami, Florida, wherever it is that we are, we need to take full advantage of the opportunity and just do business with each other. And that within itself will start a movement. That's the equivalent of the boycott, of the bus boycott. If we're just doing business with ourselves, the resources will stay in our community, and we'll be able to buy our own buses, buy our own schools, buy our own businesses. That's what it comes down to: having the economic freedom to be able to make decisions that impact and enhance our lives and the lives of our next generations.
When I think about information, and I immediately, when I had my brother come on to talk about these juices, the Royal, 100% natural, no high fructose, no corn syrup, no sugar. He has, just mango juice from the islands, spring water. And I've been drinking these juices. This brother brings this to my house. He's an African American brother. His juices are in health stores. They're in places. And I told Brother Campbell last night, I said, call this brother. Let's get his products out there. He came by my house tonight and he said, thank you so much for supporting me. He has one of the best juices on the planet. My blood pressure is lowered. This doesn't cost that much. No fructose, no corn syrup. Nothing is going to run my blood pressure and sugar up. But he just needs to start, Brother Campbell. He just needs something like you. He said, I didn't know Brother Campbell had all these connections. Why can't we support each other like this, Brother Campbell?
I think it's a constant battle, because we're being poisoned on an ongoing basis. If you look at the programming that we have to deal with on a daily basis, what do we see? You watch the news, you're watching us being shot down either by each other, either by the police, either by other groups. We don't have we don't receive empowering news. I tell my family all the time, you have to turn off the news. You have to turn off reality TV, because all that's doing is keeping your mind in prison. It's not allowing you to think outside of the negativity that's being poured into your system, into your soul. If you think it's not doing something to you, you're wrong. You're very wrong. We're susceptible to outside stimulants. If you have two fraternal twins growing up in the same home, they will make different decisions based on what stimulants they're exposed to. Even if they're exposed to the same thing, they process it differently. They receive it differently. We're receiving nothing but negativity in the news, on shows, on commercials. That's all we're receiving. So as a result of that, in addition to the 400 years of genetic poisoning through slavery, being terrorized every day through police brutality, being rejected and neglected through our teachers, through our bank loans being denied, credit score, bill collectors, low wages, unemployment, bad schools, bad living conditions, housing conditions, street. There's no way. It's a very difficult situation to overcome. We can't think that all those conditions are not affecting us and our ability to process, to flourish, to grow, to create, to invent, and do great things. We have to be able to expose ourselves to conversations. We have to be able to say, you know what, Brother Carlton, I know that there may be some issues that you have that you need to talk about, and it's okay, because we don't think that it's okay to talk about what's affecting us, what is impacting us. But it's not just to dwell on that. It's for the person that you're talking to be able to say, you know what, you're dealing with some pretty grim stuff. But there are people elsewhere, there are people in Ethiopia, people in Haiti, that they deal with much more, severe challenges than you are. The people in Louisiana, there are people in Texas, their challenges are greater. You have an opportunity to turn that around. Here's what we're going to focus on. Take a look at this, read this, call this person. Let's meet up and do this. Create that support system so that we are building each other up, not tearing each other down. And it all starts with the mind. It's I think it was Pastor King or you, Leroy, that your self-talk, the biblical verse that you read to yourself every day. What are you telling yourself? What are you putting in your spirit? What are you putting in your body? What are you putting in your mind? What is your self-talk? How are you encouraging yourself? Because no one's just gonna walk up to you and say, "Hey, brother Leroy, you doing great, man? Looking awesome. Boy, I'm glad you're doing well. I pray for you, give you a hug, dap you up. Good luck, bro. Go out there and make it happen." It's not gonna happen. It's rare that it does happen, but you already have to be that person that's attracting that type of energy. You have to be the person that's bringing that type of force towards you because you already have that force in you. And if Leroy didn't have that spirit in him, even if somebody did say to him, he wouldn't believe it. He'd be like, he wouldn't receive it. So if you're not creating that kind of energy, vibration, force, you're not going to attract it. You're repelling it, your blessings. A lot of those things that we have to do, it first starts with working on us, working on our mental illness, our stress, our trauma. We're dealing with a lot as individuals. And then we get with other broken individuals, and they don't support us. They help with. Now we got two broken individuals keeping each other broken down. One of them say, "I'm going to start a business." That's not going to be successful. You're right. I'm going to go to school. You don't have time to waste time for that. You're right. So what they do? Nothing. So instead of creating change, making a difference, being transformational, they're just adding to the problem. They're just anchoring the rest of society and us down. So we have to start lifting each other up, building each other up, supporting each other, and raising each other up so we can all elevate together. It's a rising tide raises all ships that have not already been sunk. So we need to catch each other before we hit the bottom of the sea and sink. Ride the tide, ride the wave in, so we can all excel and grow and get larger and bigger and better together.
When I hear you guys talking on the subject tonight, folks, you watch a brand new television show called TV Boss Talk, Pick TV Network Boss Talk, and the founder of this show is Leroy Carlton. When you was talking about one thing that kind of like stood out like a sore thumb to me, Canva, I was on Facebook yesterday because I was just looking at some shows that we have there and on social media. This particular show that I'm going to send you guys, I was trying to download it, but YouTube blocked it. This was an incident that happened at Walmart, where there was some African Americans that was in the store, and a fight broke out. 4.2 million people have viewed this already. I can't put it on the screen because they can't block Pick TV Network because this is our network. They can't stop us. This is our network. But for other social media purposes, I'm gonna let you guys see a little bit of this. This has happened, and this was on Facebook. 4.3 million people have already watched this, and I'm gonna try to hold my phone up and let you guys see it. But it was just so sad because this incident happened and it drew so many people to look at it. And the sad thing about it is that a lot of people view us as African Americans only doing crazy mess and fighting and fussing.
And see, you can stop that right there.
Yeah.
You can stop it right there because here's my thing. Negativity breeds negativity.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank. Why would I show that, or why would you say 3.4 million people watch that? Because that's what they used to see, and that's what they show on the news.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's all over TV. So why not show it on social media? Because only people that's going to watch that are people that's into watching negative stuff. I don't watch the news because I already know what's going to be said on the news. So why watch it? I'll start watching the news when you tell me, hey, Melissa Jones just got her PhD in whatever field she's in, and she graduated with honors and no debt.
Mhm.
Now, when the news starts showing that, we'll never be on the planet. But that's what I want to see, and until you start showing that, that's always going to be number one on anything social media. Negativity breeds negativity. That's just what it is. I surround myself with people like-minded trying to make things happen. That's who you should be around because they say when you're going in a different direction that's positive, you'll see how many friends you have. And that is a true statement because my circle of friends, or quote unquote people that I thought were friends, have dropped down to just two people. And that's sad because all those people that I thought were my friends were not. They were roadblocks that were just holding me back from what I was actually trying to accomplish. My mindset was on a different path than what theirs were. But see, you learn something from every person that comes in your life, whether it's a season, a day, a month, or whatever the case may be. You learn something from every person that's in your life. And every person that comes into your life gives you something that you should learn because the Lord put them there for whatever reason. The Lord put that person there for you to learn something. But like I said, when I was on a different path, I noticed how everybody shied away because now they see you're not that same person. I'm not the same Leroy Carlton from Baltimore, Maryland. That person is long gone. I'm a totally different person. My mindset from then to now. So you have to look at that type stuff. So kind of look at the person that's watching that. What is that? When you first saw it, what was the first thing that came to your mind?
Yeah, I was so angry, and I even said it on social media that we got to stop this. African Americans shown on social media and on YouTube 4.3 million people. I looked at this last night. It was just unbelievable. I said we have to stop this, and that's why I thank God for Pick TV Network and Brother Campbell having my godson to watch up and to see himself on TV. And I'm appalled. I'm so glad calling you to say we can cut that off right now. You didn't say this. Don't even look at no more. Just cut it off. We ain't even got to go through the whole thing. You can stop that right now.
Yeah.
And that's what we need.
So think about this. The 4.2 million people that watched that video, if those 4.2 million people was doing something positive, that video wouldn't have got the light of day. Think about that. That video would not have got the light of day.
You wonder how powerful this medium is, how powerful social media is, how powerful television is. When I travel around the world, people that have not been exposed to people that look like me, that look like you, that represent us, we are the ambassadors of everybody that's Black. And what those people ask when they first encounter me is, "Oh, you're here for a band? You're here for a performance?" Like, no. "Oh, you're an athlete. What do you play?" No. "You in entertainment?" No. Their exposure to somebody like me is what they see on social media, is what they see in the music videos, what they see on the news, what they see in television. Though that's their only exposure to someone like me. So it's either fear, it's either excitement because I might be able to get them tickets. It's, "Oh, you can't come in because you don't belong. This is not, you know, if I'm dressed the way I dress, usually with the suit on, I am going counter to what they know of people that look like me based on what they see. I've been denied entry at many locations, not because folks were racist, but because I didn't meet the dress code. I was not hip hop enough, dressing, looking, even though I was this color, represent music from the beginning of time. What their understanding of hip hop is what they were showing on MTV, BET, or whatever else at the time. So if I didn't look like I was in the rap video, I was not going to gel well with their audience because people walking past me with gold chains on, and this is Asian, with saggy jeans on, and I thought it was some racist stuff. And it took me 5 minutes to have translators and figure out. It was like, no, no, no. Look here, Grandpa, you don't represent hip hop, and we were all offended. like, so their exposure to what they see, hear, understand is dependent upon what we put out there in the airwaves, in the ether, in the atmosphere, on the radio, television, social media. The PIC TV network is attempting to undo that, to change the narrative. Because if just like black people's experience with Africa is before all this other stuff was Tarzan. So they thought that folks on the continent was doing that nonsense that they were showing on Tarzan. They thought that was actual events. So I still know people to this day that have been all throughout Europe, have been all throughout Asia, have been all throughout, elsewhere, but will not go to Africa. You got to think about how much their mind have been poisoned. They're 50, 60, 70, 40 years old, have traveled throughout the world. And you ask them, and you say, oh, I was in Kenya, and da-da-da. And I was like, oh, I've never been to Africa. You shouldn't even open up your mouth and say that. You've been able to go around the world and have not made a stop the continent? Not even South Africa, that Nelson Mandela? So we have been poisoned in a way that is unlike anybody else that's ever walked the face of this earth. I mean, there are some folks who's been extinguished in Australia and almost completely wiped off the American Indian off the map in America. But the level of ongoing, forever terrorism that we've been placed under since we first encountered visitors to our shores on the continent have been nonstop. And if they could exterminate us all, they would, and they've attempted to, with different, viruses and plagues and all kind of stuff that's been created. We are in a unique position here in 2022 where we have access to internet, radio, television, laptop, watches, cell phones to bring information, share information. We have 60 channels. Nonstop, we should be sharing information. The history of every tribe in Africa should be sitting down and verbalized and put in pictures and talked about. The history of the Caribbean and the different groups we have throughout Latin America. We need to take full advantage and get information out because we need to have a repository of information that we can now fall back on, reach out to, access, stream, download, and contribute and take it apart and just own it, because we don't understand our role, our position, our place on this planet. And we need to understand that if we weren't here, there pretty much would be no planet. If we were not here, modern living would be, I can't even imagine what it would be like. There'd be no AC, no cars, no roads, no buildings, you know, it just clothing, modern medicine, or medicine that we call modern medicine, surgeries, you know, written language, mathematics, astrology, science, all of it. We created it all. And it's for us to truly understand that. And once your self-talk and you know who you are and what you've done and where you come from, it's empowering. something that no one can take that away from you, like an education. No one can tell you that you're stupid. That's after you've earned your degree, after you've accomplished what you've accomplished. No one can tell you that you're not a good businessman after you've created successful businesses. And once you do it, you can do it again and again, and you just keep doing it. So it's for us to take full advantage of the opportunity that we have before us, build, work together. Do not allow anyone to tell you who somebody is. Get to know them yourself. Learn them yourself. Learn the history. Study it. Read about it. Become it. Own it.
Leroy, when I hear this story, and I want you and Campbell to look at this, man. This brother was arrested for trying to get his own money out the bank. I heard this
Yeah,
is a
I heard
hot
about that.
topic.
They
He
created
was
Black
the black, director Ryan Coogler, brother, arrested for $12,000 of his own cash. He was trying to get it out the bank, and Brother Campbell went up there. He was dressed and he had his mask on. He gave the teller the information, his note, and also she kind of panicked and said, "You're trying to rob the bank," and they called the police. And next thing you know, he got the handcuffs on him. That could have been me or you, even though I don't have 12,000 in my account. I don't know if you guys can help me out with that. It may be a couple of digits a little lower than that.
But it doesn't have to be 12,000. It could be 5,000. It could be 10,000. It could be 3,000. For one, we already know the banks don't like giving you money, so that's the first thing. If you come asking for your money back, they have a problem with that to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just get that out the way. But how messed up in the mind do we have to be that if I give you my ID, my account number, and tell you how much money I want out of my account, you're going to be scared and call the cops? Like, you don't deserve to be working around people. You need to be in a back room somewhere counting pennies. Like, what is your problem? How messed up in the mind do we have to be so fearful that we're panicking because we've been watching too much TV? We've been, told that the enemy is within. That's for me, that's just an ideal scenario of miseducation, being falling into the trap of what we've been taught, miseducated over the last, I think the time has been 40, 50, 60 years old, because that shouldn't be your first impulse. And if somebody that look like you, that's their first impulse, you could only imagine what other people are thinking when they see you. Because I've been to the bank and asked them for my money, and it's taken 30, 40 minutes. And I said, now that we've got that out the way, I'll be back next month to ask for the same amount. So y'all just get it ready next time. Well, you got to call us first. I need to call you, don't get my money. I didn't call you until y'all was coming to deposit it. No. But banks do not like to give you back your money. They have an issue with it. If you want 10 grand, they want you to call, make an arrangement, give them a date and time to show up. Then they'll get it from wherever they need to get it, because banks don't keep money in the bank. And they don't like giving you your money. So, I just had so many different questions. We just got to do better.
I always told you, banks are in the business of making money by using your money.
Mm-hmm.
And if the sister had just stopped for a second and thought, if I'm coming into the bank and you thinking I'm robbing the bank, do you think I'm going to take $12,000? Think about that. Come on now. This man has been doing this ever since he been paid. Look, can you slide me my money, kind of put it on the side, because I don't want people noticing I'm taking all of this money out of the bank. Mm-hmm. That's the reason he slid her the note.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been doing this every time he come in to take a large deposit. He would slide the teller a note and say, hey, put this money to the side and just put it in the bag or whatever, because I don't want people to see what I'm taking out the bank. Because if I'm standing there watching the brother taking stacks of money out the bank, first thing I'm thinking, oh man, I'm finna hit this dude up.
Mm-hmm.
That would just be my mode of thinking. Oh, this brother got mad money. Oh, I'm finna wait for this dude outside. You know? So if he's trying to protect himself, but then you looking at the note and the first thing come to your mind, oh, he's trying to rob the bank for $12,000? Really? Come on now. But that's just the mode of thinking. That's just how we are. And I always call it crabs in the barrel. This brother is successful. What the heck he need to rob the bank for? He's successful.
In addition to that,
and look, and once you pass the information to give the account number, know how much he got in there. He had to have more than $12,000 in there.
Yeah.
She had to see some money in his account because he had access to see. Man, this guy, man.
But if I'm robbing the bank, I ain't giving you my ID. Come on now.
But the first thing they should teach these tellers, I know they teach them this. So for one, it's not your money, so you don't have to protect it. The money is insured, so you don't have to protect it. You don't want to create an incident that could have a shootout or a hostage situation. So give them the money. If they're robbing the bank, give them the money. They're taught to give up the money. So she's going above and beyond. If he was trying to rob the bank, he may have a suicide vest on, or he's strapped with 2 MAC-10s. Now we got a whole nother situation where it could have been avoided. Let him walk out the door with the money. It's not yours. Hey, as soon as he leaves, hit the alarm. But she's thinking that she's being a hero. I call it 911 on this guy who is asking for a withdrawal from his own account and not paying attention to read. But she's probably never been robbed before. Was it her first week on the job? So I was just so frustrated reading that article and seeing that story that it's so many different ways to look at it. But at the end of the day, the number one thing is we have an issue because we've been miseducated to think that somebody coming into the bank asking for a withdrawal of a large sum that look like me or you is going to be somebody who's looking to rob or do something, because we're not supposed to have that kind of money. That's the thinking.
The sad thing is that sister gonna come back to work the next day or the day after, whatever the case may be, still making the same amount she was making before she called, still working for the bank, and still helping that bank make more money off of other people. That's what it all boils down to. She ain't getting no inflation.
You're watching a brand new show on Pick TV Network, Boss Talk. And we got Leroy Carlton. He is the founder of this show. It's his show. And I'm excited for him to bring on Brother Campbell, who is also a financial expert. We're going to take a break, and I'm going to come back after we finish and ask Brother Campbell and also Leroy about the war. And our prayers are going. Our prayers are for everybody who's going there. They're fighting for their lives. And I'm going to answer another part to the question when I come right back after this, folks. You're looking at the Pick TV Network, brand new show, Boss Talk. Those are chatting in. And tell somebody, the Pick TV Network, we're on. This show is popping and rocking, folks. It's a show that you don't want to miss. If you need the information, you see the information popping down here right now. This was one of the hot topics, y'all. We're going to come right back with some information, folks, right after this. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back right after this.
Yes, you can achieve a college education right here in your own community. Harcum College's ACE program at the Deliverance Evangelistic Church offers associate degree programs that can help you land a good job and improve your quality of life.
I like Harcum and Debbie because I can continue my education.
The teachers are great. The atmosphere is great.
It's all possible through iLead and Harcum.
Call now or check out our Facebook page at Harcum College at Deliverance Evangelistic Church.
The CDC is recommending that all adults receive the COVID booster vaccine. And additionally, we are also recommending our patients who are pregnant to also receive the COVID booster vaccines. And for me, it's super important, not only as a healthcare provider, but because I'm also pregnant and want to make sure that my pregnancy is as safe as possible.
Everybody, kids are back in school, back in college. I'm here in Washington, D.C. at George Washington University campus downtown in Washington, D.C. And that's where my medical office is right there. Those who've never been to D.C., you in the heart of what's popping. George Washington University. All these kids, you know what that means, folks? That means everything is coming back to the world of no mask is coming soon. Back. Look at all of these kids. Just look for yourself. These kids are from the campus of George Washington University in Washington, D.C. Let's walk down some more, folks. My favorite place there is Whole Foods. You can see that. But I'm just amazed. Look at all the young people. This is what I'm talking about, folks. If the world is going to change with no mask again, it's going to begin with them. Yep. Now, older folk like me, I think we're going to have some older folk like me that's going to be wearing the mask a little longer. But summer 2022, when I look at these young people out here, and these young people, this is what's going, that's just, they're the future. Some of them still have masks on, some of them still don't have masks. We're here at George Washington University. That's where my sons were born, at that hospital right there. Stephen was born there, Amos was born there. My wife delivered my kids. That's where I've been going for the last 30 years. It's where the president go. All the presidents come right here for their medical business. But look at the kids, folks. Look at the kids. That's what I want to show you guys. This is the future coming back. The world of no mask again. It's gonna be right with them. Where it's gonna stop, folks. It's gonna change. It's gonna change with them. These are the kids coming back. Downtown Washington, D.C., folks. That's where it's all popping and rocking. I love it, bro. See you, man. Do your thing, man. I love DC. Because you got the love down here. Y'all. So if you've never been to Washington, D.C., the wheels of economics is here. Where we roll in D.C. When you come to D.C., you got to check out the Pick TV network and the president, David Evans. You got to check us out. We're going to make sure you have a good time. D.C. love. We down here at the George Washington University campus, right downtown in the heart Washington, D.C. The Capitol's right around the corner, the monument right around the corner, the White House right around the corner. Everything is right down here. Historical place. This is David Evans, president of Pick TV Network, giving you a little quick tour. Well, my friend, this is David Evans, president of Pick TV Network. I'm excited because our shows and programs are on our network, and we want you to be on. Want you to be a part of our TV shows and programs. We bring you the best when it comes to education. Education is the process of learning. Inspiration. That's why you see Bishop Noel Jones teaching and ministering. Then we have shows of education, inspiration, and then we have shows that will also entertain you because people like to laugh, people like to joke, people like to have fun. So we have music channels, we have talk show channels, comedy channels, shows for kids, cartoons, a little bit for everybody on the Pick TV network. Even skating, you can see the young people skating on Pick TV network. So our network is open for everybody, and we want you to be on our television network. Now, if you want to come on TV and you want to be a part of our shows and programs, the first thing we want you to do is click www.picktvnetwork.com anywhere around the world. And I mean, we have people on from Egypt. Daniel, who I talked to, my good friend in Clubhouse, he's coming on board. He's going to be beaming us in from over in Egypt. And we also want to say Teresa is beaming people on from Australia. You've seen her on. I did an interview with her. She's our manager in Australia. So we have people on watching us in different countries, dentists from West Africa. We are growing and growing and growing. We have a hot show on right now, folks. Before we close the show, I want to thank Brother Leroy for coming on. And he has this brand new show called Boss Talk, folks. We've been talking about a whole bunch of subjects, Leroy. This show is growing, man. Your show is just like, we haven't even had your wife on yet, Doc. You got to give some shouts out to your lady, man.
Yeah, my beautiful wife. I definitely need to get her on, and so she can talk about some of these topics as well. Because it's good information for people to know.
Yeah.
And she's a big part of everything that I do. So shout out to Dr. Tommy.
So she's looking, man. She's smiling, looking at her man. That's your man over there. You got a good man, smart man. And then when you add to the mix, man, Brother Campbell, who comes on, man, this dude, I love him, man. He's one of the reasons why Pick TV Network is up and popping and rocking. And when I see him come on, man, and you guys just talk, it's just like we're in a boxing ring, man. Matter of fact, round one, round two, man. Y'all just keep on fighting through, getting us out there, man, and talking flagship channels, man. This is our educational channels where people can come on, and you guys not playing around, brothers. You putting it down. You making all of us look good. I love what you said a few minutes ago, Brother Campbell, man, about what happened with the director of the Black Panther when he was arrested for putting his own money in, trying to get his own money out. I didn't know he was putting a bag up there because he normally get large sums out. Maybe because I don't know how that feels to get that much money out at one time, man. Okay, I don't know how that feels, man, but he was getting a large amount out. Now that kind of makes sense. Brother Campbell, I want you to come back on, man, and you got to give a shout out to your wife and the kids because they're gonna be watching the show. So, man, you got to give a shout out to the family, man, and the new baby, my new.
I was with the 4-month-old earlier when we first started the show. He was up. I fed him, put him back to bed, and without the support of my wife and my family, man, I definitely would not be able to do this. So this is just a blessing in all ways possible, and it just speaks to the power of family. It speaks to the power of how important it is to make sure our children are educated in the right way, and having the Pick Television Network to help to facilitate all that is a beautiful thing, man. So I just want to acknowledge you, Doc, congratulate you, thank you, and continue to support you because you're up making it happen, man. You continuously get up every day and you push forward, and create new commercials, relationships, you all over the place, making things happen. So I just want to congratulate you for your continued forward movement. Um, and Pick Network really is built on your back, man. So thank you for the work that you put in.
Yeah, I also got to thank you for this beautiful platform because I remember the day you was talking about it. So I definitely appreciate everything that you've done and watching from where you started to where you are now. This is awesome.
Man, I love you, man. Both of you is my brothers, man. You come to my rescue. Campbell, we go back almost 10 years, man, and
20.
before longer, man. Before I start, when I started this network, man, from ground zero at the MGM, when you put the envelope in my hand, said make it happen, man. It didn't start with money. It started with a vision, and then I told also Leroy, I said, man, I'm gonna start a network, man. We were laughing, man. I said, I'm gonna start one TV channel. He said, I'm in. I said, Doc, I need you to help me with the financial channel. He said, I'm in. He said, I'm in. Just let me know what I need to do. He said that from ground zero. And for us to sit back here 13 months later to have 60 channels on 24 hours a day with interpreters, and I'm talking about folk from Germany that you guys will hook up and meet my man Daniel, who I talked to today, Teresa, who's already on our team. We have a big meeting on this Saturday, man, at 8:30 with all of us, 20 of our managers. And you guys, I love you, man. I'm giving you virtual hugs because Pick TV Net was empty, man, with nothing in this bottle, man. Then we got a full juice, Campbell. We got like 2 juices up here now, man. We got a full juice, man. It's just like, man, it's dead. And anybody want to support us with a donation, there's people out there who's giving and doing the Cash App and PayPal. We appreciate that. Anybody want to support this? This is out of those one. Well, how many trillions of dollars you said, Campbell? I see you said
1.6.
Yeah. Just give us a little teeny. We'll take a little bit of that 1.6 trillion, bro. But Campbell, why you keep pushing us so much, man? You pushing Pick TV Network. You keep pushing us, bro.
If you think about when you watch the news, if you watch ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, Fox, it's the same story using the same words every day over and over and over again. It's institutionalized. It's not random. You're not getting independent media. No one is saying, hey, on the issue of, as a matter of fact, everybody is reporting on the same thing. No one's reporting on something else that happened in New York or happened in LA or happened in Chicago. It's the same people were shot the same way by the same. It's the same. How is that even possible? How you have 5, 6, 7, 15 different networks and they're all in the same place reporting on the same news at the same time, the same people interviewing the same individuals, giving you the same viewpoints? Then what's the point? And none of it is coming from a perspective of African American, Black, people of color, whatever the terminologies that you're comfortable with out there. Is our input is not coming across independently. And if we are reporting the news, we are reporting what they tell us. So we are now responsible for the programming that is taking place. It doesn't matter if it's an Asian person or if it's a Black person or if it's a white person. If they're giving you, it's whoever's the message, they're delivering the same message. So we need to have viewpoints, 60 different viewpoints, 24 hours a day. Do the numbers. We have that many opportunity to be unique. We have that many opportunities to give you different information, different histories, different stories, different interactions that makes us who we are, because we are complex people. We have all this experience, There's no reason why we should only be channeled and focused down this little funnel that we push being pushed into, because that's not how we excel. That's not how we grow. That's not how we blossom. Pick Network is going to be a liberator to this nonsense that we see taking place. The streaming industry is now making it real impossible for anybody and everybody with a camera, with a phone, with access to a computer to be able to now create content. We need more information out there. We need more voices. We need more eyeballs. We need more opinions. In a productive, constructive, and creative way. Because the way everything is now, the reason why we had January 6th is because we built up to January 6th was the crescendo. We built up to that. That's all we talked about. Violence, murder, overthrow government, take down this person, get rid of that person, lock this person up. What else is going to happen? We create that environment, and we have to undo some of that. And by having a different outlet, having another opinion, having different piece of information, we can make different decisions.
And just to take that a step further, I love this network because you have 60 positive channels. And I sat and went through every single channel when you told me the Pick Network was up. And you have 60 positive channels. And what I love about it the most is that you giving people like Brother Campbell, Brother King, myself, a platform to put something out there positive for people to understand. And people can sit back, watch, and feel good about the information that they're given. My only goal is to educate people on finance. That's my passion. That's what I love doing. You give me the platform to do that. You just think of how many people watching this right now. They got all that good positive information that we talked about. You go to CBS, ABC, NBC, you're not gonna see that. Because that's nothing good for them to show. That's not a good show. If I'm showing you something positive, that's not a good show. I need to have guns blazing, cars crashing, people cussing. I need to have that on the air because that's going to make you watch. I don't want to see nothing like that. I want something that's going to enhance me. The saying they always say, if you can't say nothing good, don't say nothing at all. So if you can't put nothing good on TV, don't put nothing on TV. That's just what it is. And Pick TV is a positive network, and we need more networks like this. So I commend you, brother.
Man, I love you guys, man. You just don't know. I'm sitting back, man, and I'm just like so happy, man. I'm just so happy inside because when you see people who see where we come from ground zero, from nothing, zero, you guys were there, man. And now for us to share this platform to the world, our network. Like I said, I was getting ready to play this on YouTube, that incident that happened on at the Walmart, and YouTube automatically banned it. So Facebook accepted it. 4 million people watched that, and maybe they said it wasn't for kids, so maybe it's still over there, but they wouldn't let, because a lot of stuff we play is for kids. So when I tried to upload it and put it on, they didn't show it. But we have our own network. We can't be banned. They can't be uncensored, uncut. So when you guys are flowing and talking, man, it's beautiful because it's from the heart, it's from the mind, it's from the spirit. And when we come back on the next segment, folks, I'm going to ask Brother Campbell, who served in helping people when it comes to Capitol Hill and getting information, sitting in meetings. I want to ask him about this war. And I'm going to ask Brother Carlton, because he served in the military. Is this a new war? Is this something that just popping off and we just learning about it? And when I'm seeing people over there, is it coming to America? I got to ask him that. I got to ask Brother Carlton, because he's been there. Is this a time is this the end of the world, as we know it? I will ask Carlton that. who served in the military, who knows about this experience that we don't know? Are they testing missiles in different places, getting ready for if Russia sends something or they send something over here, how to intercept it? Are we a target? Because we're in the DMV. We got the Capitol here. We got Pentagon here. We got the Andrews Air Force Base here. We got everything. Is this a place to be in? You know, so there's so many questions I want to ask on this next segment, folks. You don't want to miss it. You know, I don't want to run and get all my money off the bike like last time. Hey, Cam, well, I got a little bit, man. Hey, Doc, just give us an inch to this, Carlton. Is this war something new, man? Is this something that just how far is this?
Keep this in mind. War makes money. Think about that. War makes money. This conflict is going down. Russia is taking over Ukraine. This is nothing new because Russia have been trying to get Ukraine back ever since they got out of the fold when Russia was called the Soviet Union. Ukraine is an independent country now, and Russia can't stand it. So that's why we're having this little conflict. I wouldn't call it a war, it's a conflict. But think of how many companies are making money off of this conflict. And think of the companies in the United States that's making money off of this conflict, including senators, congressmen. We can go on and on of the people that's making money off of it. So I wouldn't say this is the beginning of a world war, because it's not. Because as much as people talk big game about the nuclear weapons, don't nobody want to see their country come to an end. Because as soon as you hit that button, you know, technology is going to tell us that it's coming. So what do you think we're going to do? We're going to hit the button. And other countries going to hit the buttons. But I'm sure every country got stuff aimed at us because we're the powerhouse. You know, but I don't see that happening. And I don't even put any faith behind it. Because one thing I do know about the military, and I served for 30 years, conflict is a conflict. And this conflict don't end real quick. It's just sad to see that these people have to leave their country because we have an idiot. And I just call him the modern day Hitler, because it's just what he is. But we have an idiot that's destroying these people's lives because they don't want to be a part of Russia. Come on, man. When will it stop? It will never stop.
Hey, Campbell, I want to ask you this, and we got to close this segment. Why is it that 4 years that Trump was in office, there was nothing about Russia, nothing about Putin, nothing about anything going down like this? In 4 years, Campbell, answer that, bro.
Doc, you and I are friends. I don't have to break into your house because as a friend, I got access to everything in your house. You've given me access to your car, your fridge. You just give me unlimited access. Putin had access to the U.S. government in a way that was unbelievable. You know, so he didn't need to do anything. He already had us. He had us in control. He had his puppet in the seat. Now that he's not there anymore, now that he's been isolated from COVID, isolated from the people that he had around him, the worst thing you could do is just be left alone to your own thoughts. So he's in his own thoughts. He's seeing things fall apart. The possibility of restoring Russia to the USSR is fading away. He's getting older, and you know, this is his move. He's making this move. He's going to go for Ukraine. Then he's going to go for what's next. He's not going to stop. He's going to try to sweep across Europe. And then people are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And we've seen this movie before. We know how it ends. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I don't think anybody was surprised when you have, what is it, 100,000 troops on some of these doorstep. It's a little bit too late to pull the trigger and say, "Nah, I'm just playing." 40 tanks, 40,000 tanks, whatever it was. And it was like you got 40 miles of tank. There was just no way that he was just, okay, guys, and turn around and come on back home. That was the move. We saw it building up and saw it happening. We knew it was coming. The doors were wide open for it. So, you know, my just want to touch on this real quick. My thinking now on this situation is the loss of life across the board is horrible. And I love the support that the folks from Ukraine are getting. I mean, folks are driving across Poland to come to the checkpoint to offer their homes. It's a wonderful thing. I'm amazed by it. It's beautiful. But there are 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 conflicts taking place right now between Haiti, Congos, Mali, Jamaica, Colombia, Venezuela. There's conflicts all over the place right now. Why is it that you don't see the kind of support from, the world that Ukraine is getting? Why is this conflict being framed in such a way that every reporter is framing it in the very same way that it's happening? We have violence, uprising, war in Ethiopia. There's war in Chad and Nigeria. They need support too. They need military assistance. They need Red Cross. They need food. They need AU, UN. We don't have the same type of response when it's conflict in African countries where people of color exist versus in this European country. So for people saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go join the fight and go to Ukraine," hey, that's your choice. Go ahead. But there's so many other conflicts taking place that if I was going to make that decision, I would consider one of those areas. And plus, it's warmer. So it's not like fighting in the winters. Not good. Gun jam. All kind of stuff happens. But I just think that it's interesting how it's being played out and the stories that we need to hear about the conflict in Cameroon. We're not hearing. The conflict in northern Mozambique, we're not hearing. What's really going on in Mali, we're not hearing. What's going on in Rwanda and Burundi and Chad, we're not hearing those things. We haven't heard anything. What happened in Haiti since they assassinated the president of Haiti? What happened? Everybody just kind of said, "Oh, wow, that was terrible." Okay, and moved on. We need to having the PIC network gives us the opportunity to be able to report on these things in a way that other folks are not. All these news stations that we have with all the conflict that's taking place, that's the only news everybody's reporting on in the very same way. I'm just kind of, a little suspicious by the whole thing.
Yeah, I have to love all people because God allows me to be a man of faith. And my hearts and prayers are out for the kids and the parents, man, who being bombed over there, man. It's just so heartbreaking. But I haven't seen many African Americans on television. I haven't seen any African Americans from the community. I don't know if there's a lot of us over there at all. But then I think about what happened in Hurricane Katrina, how my brothers and sisters was on top of our homes for days. And like you said, there's still things going on in different parts of the world where people like me and you are still crying out for food and help and support.
Let me update you on the situation in reference to African, Middle Eastern, and other folks that are in Ukraine stuck during a war. Everybody's rushing to get out of the country, women and children, and the people who are Black are being stopped and put aside so that people who are white Ukrainians can get out. you have students, you have visitors, you have other folks who are in Ukraine. And there's stories about how Africans, African Americans, Indians, Middle Easterns, they are being denied access to the bus, to the train, to the point where the Ukrainian government said, okay, we're gonna stop. We're gonna have to stop that. They have to put a at least announce that they're going to crack down on it. But how long before the word gets to everybody? Say during a war, you still have time for racism. When people are fleeing, you're stopping people from fleeing to say, no, it's you flee, you stop, you wait. Everybody that's looking to get out, get everybody out. And there's a large number of people who are not just from Ukraine. Ukraine have gone through a number of different wars. They've had their population decimated over, and they were building back. They were doing well, and they were in a very good place. And so this has basically now leveled the country from where it was, and they've gone back to ground zero. And hopefully they can get through this and rebuild their country, and with the minimal loss of life. But it's a situation that is just amazing. And during this crisis, the loss of life are across the board. Life is important, but for people to stop individuals fleeing from war because they're of a different color is reprehensible.
But we have to close the show. I mean, but you just struck a nerve in me, man. I didn't know that. I did not know it. I've been watching CNN. I was saying we are people like me and you. I didn't even. I'm still lost. I'm really, really lost. And I want Leroy for 1 second. And I know we like in church, man. The preacher saying this. I'll be closing in 1 more minute. Just give me 1 more. Preacher said, just give me 1 more minute. But Leroy, all jokes aside, man, when Mr. Campbell said that it's a pit hit in my stomach, it's something just hit me. Is there African Americans there that they're not letting out? Leroy?
Yeah, there is. They mentioned that on the news as well. But you notice it ain't a big topic.
It was mentioned.
They just briefly talked about it, and that was it.
One line.
You ain't heard nothing else about it. So if Brother Campbell hadn't have brung that up to you, you probably still wouldn't know about it because it ain't important. As far as they're concerned, it ain't important. The people in Ukraine is what they want you to focus on. And I understand, I feel the pain, your home is getting taken away and all that, and people getting killed. But what about the brothers and sisters they holding back? Are you saying their lives don't mean a thing? So that's why you holding them? Here's what I want people to understand. Racism is never going away because you have stupid people on this planet that breeds it. So it's never going away. It's just like the mask. The mask, it's a part of life. It's never going away. Mm-hmm. So you deal with it, but you deal with it in a way where it don't affect you or your family. I'm always going to wear my mask when I go out. I'm not going to stop. Even though they mandating it, hey, you ain't got to wear the mask no more. I'm not crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm wearing my mask because you still got people out here walking around with corona, and still spreading it. And I guarantee the numbers will go back up.
Yep.
But when you hear stuff like that, it's sad. But I can't focus on it. I hear it. I understand it. I know why they doing it. The news ain't gonna never come out and say, hey, we got these people, they got these people held and they let them go. They let them go do what they want to do and they got out of the country. You ain't gonna hear that because they want your focus to be on the people of Ukraine. And this Ukraine story is not a new story as they trying to make it out to be. It's not a new story. This ain't the first time Russia didn't attack this country. They've been doing this for quite some time. You know, it's just that, and I give you a good example. You asked about the 4 years Trump was in office. Well, the 4 years he's been in office, what did he do the most? What did he practice the most? Hatred. That's all he was about in the office for 4 years, hatred. And those people who was hiding that agreed with everything that he talked about felt it was okay to bring our hatred to the forefront. Oh, we got somebody in the office that's like us now, so we can make it known that we still hate people of color. We always knew that. That was nothing new. You know, he just had a person in the office to make them bring it to the forefront. So it ain't just here in the States, it's all over the world. It's never going away. It's something you just have to deal with. Put your faith in God and leave it alone.
Man, I love it, man. I'm telling you, that's why this is going to be one of the hottest shows on the planet. And I got my mask, y'all.
There you go. There you go.
Burn on, bro.
Keep that practice.
Yes, sir. And you know, nobody talking about the flu and the colds and stuff no more. It's all gone, man. Yeah. So I got mine, bro. I'm gonna keep my mask.
I don't go nowhere without it, brother. I go nowhere without it.
There you go, man. And I'm telling you, I feel good when I come in and when I go out too. Hey, everybody, we got to close this show out. The Pick TV Network is on right now. Brand new hot show on Boss Talk. And we are so happy because we have a new audience from Egypt. My man is doing a big thing over there. Thank you, Daniel, checking us out. Thank you over there in Australia. Teresa getting us popping and rocking over in Australia. West Africa. Thank you, Dennis. Burke, all the way from Toronto, Canada. We rocking and rolling, folk, on the Pick TV Network. And I'm so happy for all of you. My brother Campbell has been on with us today. Leroy been on with us today, making it happen. And these brothers have been just pulling it out, y'all. 5-star information, 5-star love on the Pick TV Network. Let's wave everybody and tell them we see you guys next time on the next show on Pick TV Network. Keep watching. Don't forget to watch the repeat on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and our Twitter. We have Twitch now, our brand new audience over there. All platforms and channel 1000 on the Pick TV Network. And a brand new show called Hello America, only seen on Pick TV Network. Thank you, folks. We'll see you next time on the Pick TV Network. God bless you.
Tonight is movie night.
Fascinating.
Target acquired.
In here, the party never stops. That's false. I got something to do in the morning, so it kind of does.
In here, you can go anywhere.
See anyone.
You want to see something cool?
You knew how to get into my dad's garage.
Take it easy.
We have the same scar.
Right here.
And you're wearing my dad's watch. You're me.
There once was. Where are you going?
CDC is recommending that all adults receive the COVID booster vaccine. And additionally, we are also recommending our patients who are pregnant to also receive the COVID booster vaccines. And for me, it's super important, not only as a healthcare provider, but because I'm also pregnant and want to make sure that my pregnancy is as safe as possible.
Tonight is movie night.
Fascinating.
Target acquired.
In here, the party never stops. That's false. I got something to do in the morning, so it kind of does.
In here, you can go anywhere.
See anyone.
You want to see something cool?
You knew how to get into my dad's garage.
Take it easy.
We have the same scar.
Right here.
And you're wearing my dad's watch. You're me.
That once was. Where are you going?
Hey, you know what? These aliens are trying to get us. Pick TV Network it's already got them. Because we on in this spaceship, folks. Pick TV Network. Yeah, they thought they had us, but we are on 60 channels on Roku, the Pick TV Network. This is David Evans, your president. Hey, ain't no stopping us now. We taking this thing to a new place. Let's go to the metaverse. Let's go to anyverse. Let's go to cyber world. Pick TV Network. Let's do it.
You're me. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe as possible. 'Cause I can continue my pregnancy as safe
He's got Pick TV at 10 months old. Look at that. That's our brand new member of the Pick TV network, folks. He is so happy.
He is a good happy baby.
Wow. Go Pick TV. Hey everybody, this is David Evans, President of Pick TV Network. Thank you for your time. There's so many people been watching our shows and programs, and you said you want to help and contribute to Pick TV Network. Now, this is what you can do. Everybody who wants to give and support to the Pick TV Network, make the investment. We have 60 channels on right now on Roku, and you're watching either on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, our brand new audience there, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pick TV Network Live, channel 1000. Also on our other channels, you can support our network, your network, the Pick TV Network, by giving a donation of any size right now. All you have to do is to call this number. Take a minute, get a pencil, get a pad, get your cell phone. Even we have a QR code you can push to. We want you to be a partner with Pick TV Network. Give your donation right now. Pick TV Network, call 215-609-5255. Give that donation, become a member of Pick TV Network of any size. We'll let you know how you can give through PayPal. You can also give through Cash App. You can also give by credit card. You can give your donation. And then we do want to do something. We want to help you. We want to help you come on TV because we have a lot of new shows and programs that includes you. You just saw a hot show on just now, a great show. We have the Mothers and Daughters show from the Lady of Wisdom and her daughter from Atlanta, Georgia. We just had the brand new show. You just now seen this show, Boss Talk. We just completed this show. We have a brand new show with the Queen of Weight Loss, Tasha Determined from Indianapolis, Indiana. And she also has her own documentary and movie trailer that we've done. I'm the executive producer of her shows. We have another new shows coming up on our real estate channel, our podcast channel, and a big spotlight coming on. One of our brothers, Crown Royal from BET, MTV, a special interview with him. We have people on our television network that has helped us to grow. All these wonderful commercials from Rotimi, from Power, to Anthony Anderson, Blackest, to Claudia Jordan, Atlanta Housewives, all these wonderful Maya people who've come on to give us promos. We want to say thank you. Now, for all of you who want to make a donation, make the donation, 215-609-5255. We're also collaborating and helping others. It's not just for us. We want to give to St. Jude. We want to also help people who got burnt out or who need to rebuild their lives for catastrophe happen. We give away gift cards. We give away toys to kids. We help. Pick TV Network is the giving network. So you can make your donation right now, 215-609-5255. Make a donation. Sow a seed. The gift you give today will come back tomorrow. And we love for you to be a part of Pick TV Network. If you have a show idea, if you want to come on television to showcase your talent, gifts, and abilities on Pick TV, you can click and play www.picktvnetwork.com and watch us anywhere around the world. And thank you for your gifts. Thank you for your support. Thank you for helping us to keep going and keep doing what we're doing to bring the best when it comes to inspiration, information, education, and entertainment. This is what we do on the Pick TV Network. My name is David Evans. Thank you for your time.
Count on me. Don't be worried. Cast all your troubles away. Wherever you're going, just know that I'll be there. Count on me. Put on your smile. No need to frown, 'cause I'm here Just look to me, and it will be alright. Just take a breath and look around, 'cause I have never ever let you down. My love for you will never fail. I'll be here forever.
Count on me, put on your smile. No need to frown, 'cause I'm here. Just look to me, and it will be alright, alright. Just take a breath, and look around. I have never ever let you down. My love for you will never fail. I'll be here forever.
You can count on me.
But you can count on me.
I know you're worried, you're afraid. Trust me, you can count on me.
Said I'll always be there, I'll never leave you. I know the others have failed, but I will be right there for you.
Just take a breath and look around. I'll never let you down.
Never let you down.
And I never will.
You can count on me.
You can count on me. I said I'll never let you down.